In Creo Parametric, you can define the CNC toolpaths in order to manufacture your parts. After you create a roughing sequence, you can create a re-roughing sequence using a smaller tool to hit the areas that the larger tool couldn't. To create the re-roughing sequence, we will go to the Mill tab. Here is the ReRough command. I will click on it, and it opens up the dashboard. The first thing that you generally want to do is go to the previous step drop-down list, and it will list any previous roughing steps. I will select the one that I created in a previous video, and by doing that, it automatically selects the mill window that we want to use. Like I mentioned, we want to typically use a smaller tool, so I will go to my tool drop-down list. In the previous roughing sequence, I used a 1/4 inch drill. So in this one, I want to use an 1/8 inch tool. And so after I choose it, we get the message, do we want to copy the cutting data? I'm going to click yes. I'll change it later on. So I will pick that. And once again, if you want to see what the tool looks like, you can go to the tool manager, and it's gone to the active tool. And here we can see the solid tool that I'm using for this one. Let me cancel out of the dialog box. If you click on the tool preview, well, it's just going to show you the outline. And again, it's a smaller tool, so it should be able to hit more areas. Now that we have our references automatically selected from the previous roughing step, I will go to the Parameters tab. Let's change some of the values in here, like maybe I want this feed, and let's see what else do we want to change. Well, this step over, let me use a smaller value for this tool. And then for the max step depth, I think I can actually use a bigger value. And those tolerances are fine. I will use the defaults for the open area scan and the closed area scan. For the clear distance, let me use a value of 5 once more and enter in my spindle speed. So that's good. Like with the roughing step, you can always go to the Edit Machine Parameters dialog box, and these have the same parameters typically that you have in a roughing sequence. I'm going to cancel out of here. For the clearance, here it's using a value of -10 because it copied that value from the roughing sequence that I created. You can define your start and end points. From the Options tab, you can specify a cutting tool adapter. From the Tool Motions tab, you can customize the motion that this toolpath is going to take. And from the Process tab, you can specify any times that you want to use if you are creating a process plan with ProProcess 4NC. And again, the Properties tab, you can rename the feature, and you can add comments that can go into the CL data. Let me go back to the References tab, and from this icon, we can take a look at the cutter location data. And here we have it, so you can see the information that is generated. Let's close that. And from this button, we can see where it's going to hit the model. And you can see that it is taking a much smaller path than our roughing sequence because it's just hitting the areas that the bigger tool did not hit. And for this reason right now, it doesn't make sense to take a look at a machining removal or material removal simulation because again, it's just hitting those small areas. Similarly, if I hit the check mark, well, and then right click and choose to play the path, we're only going to see where it's going to go for hitting those different areas. Let's let this generate. I'm going to zoom out a little bit and hit the play button. You can see that, again, it's just hitting little bitty areas that the previous tool could not hit. So at this point, it would be a really good idea to start putting some material removal cuts into our model so we could see what our previously defined CNC sequences would have removed. So that's what we'll take a look at in the next video.